I wanted to start with the biggest story coming out of the tournament yesterday, and that is Kentucky losing to Oakland. We talked about it extensively. Fun opportunity for Oakland, fun come-out game for Jack Golke, who goes and makes 10 threes, but turns Kentucky into a very introspective place where they have to figure out what they are going to do with Coach John Calipari, who signed a lifetime deal back in 2019, would be owed $33 million if they were to fire him. What do you think they do?
I think, well, I did see tweets that the AD, Mitch Barnhart, did not talk to reporters after the game last night.
Always a good sign.
It is. I'm just going to say this. Can we stop the lifetime contracts?
Please.
I mean, they make no sense. As soon as it's almost like the dreaded vote of confidence now. You know, you get a lifetime contract and suddenly things just go to, to heck in a handbasket. And I think that Mitch Barnhart, I don't think he has to make calls to see how much money, people might be willing. Would you write a check for that? I think people are calling him saying, right, I will write that check. And that's the thing. A year ago, it felt like, no, the buyout, it's just too much. And it's only gone down like $1 million or $2 million from last year. But it's like, and seeing what Cal said after the game, they're freshmen. You recruited them. I should have done this. I should have done that. You think? I covered this team, and they lost a week ago. The top 3 seeds in the SEC quarters all lost for the first time since 1983, and Kentucky was one of those. And it's like, okay, we just have to we have to play defense. We have to, we'll take this time. And, Cal has always been a proponent. He never, it's like, this is the Kentucky Invitational. I'm good with not winning it. I want the time to rest, have my team ready, because they always have us play on a Thursday. Guess what? He got everything he wanted without a W.
And it's been a while since they've won. We were talking earlier, since they've won anything of note, right? SEC regular season, SEC tournament, Sweet 16 run. And it just feels like the momentum, the good energy that's been around this program for so long, it is fading a little bit. Like it's lost. Oh, NSYNC reference. I love it. It's lost some of the luster. And you can't have that, because once that shine leaves, then it becomes more difficult to recruit. Then you're not even getting the top recruiting class anymore. Then you're not sending all these dudes to the NBA anymore. And it feels like Kentucky's at a crossroads right now where everybody else is playing for March. And I saw a fan say this about Kentucky. John Calipari's playing for June, right? He's playing for NBA draft picks. He loves throwing up the fact that they've got all of these NBA draft picks, all of these all-stars, but then when you look at what ends up happening in the regular season and in the postseason for Kentucky, it's never anything good. Do you think that there needs to be a shift in how he's thinking about building this roster and the players he's trying to go out and target?
Well, hearing some of the criticism from people who are coaches, I was listening to a national show this morning, and there was a coach being cited that it doesn't look like he's living ball 24/7. But the problem right now, and I can't take credit for this, but right now Kentucky has become known for a much different one and done. And, it used to be one and done to the NBA. Now it's one to the NCAA tournament and done. And you're right. They last won the SEC tournament 2018. And that's forever in Kentucky years. And yes, sadder still, there were still Kentucky fans at the SEC championship game on Sunday in the stands, just like there were Tennessee people. Those diehard fans. I bought my book. I'm staying. I'm not unloading it. I paid all my money. This is my vacation. And how much longer are those fans? Apathy speaks. It shouts. And right now, Kentucky, you mentioned a crossroads. I don't know who's going to be selling their soul right now, because Kentucky's already sold their soul in one way to John Calipari. Can they buy it back? And, that's the thing. And, the SEC is about to add 2 more teams this year, remember? July 1st, we get Texas and Oklahoma. And Kentucky, all the numbers, all the tradition, all the history that they've got, oops. Competition's just getting worse. And I reading Kyle Tucker for The Athletic, it's like somebody accused him of like making excuses, and it's like, no. And I had fans saying, the media needs to be tough on him and ask these questions. Guess what? The media is asking the questions, but Kentucky has had Cal's back to this point. But it feels like
a shift.
That clock is ticking. It's Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny on the porch stomping. There are I know people who are Kentucky fans, and they are tired. They want something different. They got to pony up the money. That's the key.
The Jessica Benson Show with C.J. Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.